Well, good morning, YouTube. We have quite a beautiful sunrise this morning. It is currently 6:34, and I've already been on the road for over 2.5 hours, and I still have 12 hours and 35 minutes to go.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Starting to get a little bit brighter. Still don't know if you can see me. Oh, there you go. You can actually see me. I didn't film it, but there was just a horrible accident I just passed. Looks like a Honda Civic got mauled by a semi-truck. That's not good. No bueno there. We are on a 2,400 mile road trip to swap out a Mustang for two Mustangs. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and we are in my truck on the road. And we are on a road trip, as I said, to swap out a Mustang for Mustangs. So we have a deal to sell our 2020 Mustang GT500, and in trade we are getting a 2014 Mustang Roush Stage 3 and a 1970 Mustang Fastback. I'm actually really excited to drive that car. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be an interesting trade, but we got a long drive ahead of us. I have been on the road since 4 a.m. It is now 6:50, and I have 12 hours and 20 minutes to go. Still have 843 miles. The interesting thing about these road trips is I actually kind of enjoy them. Driving like this takes very little brain effort. You just kind of sit here and drive, and you don't have to think real hard, and it's kind of pleasant. But the primary reason we're really doing this particular thing is since we're picking up two cars and shipping one car, I should say transporting one and picking up two, the shipping costs for us to transport two cars was going to be about anywhere from $1,600 to $1,800 per car. So you're looking at like well over $3,000 to ship the cars. By doing this, we're going to spend probably about $1,000 to $1,200 in diesel. So it saves us over $2,000. So on cars like this that have smaller margins and don't make as much money, $1,000 like this could really make a big difference. It's going to take me about 3 days to do the whole trip. I'm doing 1,000 miles today. We'll do about 1,000 miles tomorrow, and then the rest of it on the ride home. So we're about 10 miles or so outside of Tyler, Texas. We've already gone through Waco and Corsicana, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Well, at least we get a good sunrise, I should say. Anyway, we'll pick it up when something more exciting happens, or when I think of something to say. Okay, just made my first stop for some breakfast. Well, second stop of the day. I need to get some fuel, but this gas station does not seem to have good fuel pumps for trucks. Might have to go to an actual truck stop. Anyway, I was mostly just trying to go pee and get some breakfast. That was the more important thing, which was accomplished. So now let's head out. Okay, just got a fuel stop, fuel in def, and we're in Louisiana, just barely, like 5 miles into Louisiana. The roads already suck. Well, the highway is nice, but the surface roads are awful. 10 hours, 9 minutes, 700 miles to go. ETA is currently about 8:40. It'll probably be about 9 something by the time we actually get in. Hopefully I'll think of something to talk about. Right now I'm just kind of like bored. Oh yeah, we're in Shreveport. I remember every time I come through here I think this is probably some of the worst roads in the country. It's just awful. It's so bouncy, so shitty. I hate, good Lord. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, why can't they figure out how to make some reasonable roads here? All right, still got 9 hours, 20 minutes, 650 miles. Just got a call from someone. I want to be clear, I'm not bashing this person, I'm just explaining. They called and they wanted some help with questions about buying a Ferrari. And it was not it's like, they just had general questions about buying a Ferrari 360. And as you may or may not know, we offer a consultation service in which we help people buy Ferraris that aren't ours. So obviously if you're interested in buying a car that's in our inventory, we will discuss that car till your heart's content. But if you're trying to buy a car that's not ours, then that would be where we want to have consultation fee, because we get calls about this sort of stuff constantly. So if we helped everyone who called, we would be pretty much doing nothing but that. But also, like we sell buyer's guides, so we have buyer's guides for the 430 and 458. I still got to produce the buyer's guide for the 360. We've been meaning to do it, we just haven't done it. And actually I want to revise the buyer's guides because I published them years ago and I've learned a lot since then, so I want to update them. The good news is, I explained that, we have a consultation service and so on, and the guy on the phone was like, oh, okay, sorry, didn't mean to, I'm not offended. I'm flattered that everyone wants our help. It's just that, this is part of our business, so we can't just give away our services for free, because, well, then that's all we do is be on the phone all the time helping people and not making money and not being able to pay our mortgage. That would not be so great. Yeah, it's kind of boring in Louisiana. At least now the roads are very smooth now that we're past Shreveport. Shreveport's like one of the worst cities to drive through as far as road quality. Kansas City, Missouri was pretty bad. I'm trying to think of some other notables. I mean, Dallas sucks and Houston sucks, but it's mostly a function of traffic. Keep on trucking. All right, just at a rest stop. Pro tip when you're doing these road trips that are really long, drink a ton of water, like a full bottle of these every couple hours. For 2 reasons. One, you don't get dehydrated, so you don't get headaches and stuff. But second one is it forces you to go pee. And that's great because then you get out of the vehicle every once in a while. Yes. It's a good idea to just get out, walk around for a few minutes, go pee, and then get back in the vehicle. So plan that into your timing too, so that, I figure for every, 400 or 500 miles, there's probably at least 20-30 minutes of stops, because you're gonna be filling up at least once or twice and then probably peeing once or twice. I try and stop every 2-ish hours just because. So anyway, onward, 600 and something miles, just a little under 9 hours to go. So we got a Louisiana bayou next to us, and that just looks gross. I mean, it's muddy, nasty water. Oh, well, and then you got farmland right there. But you can see there's a little dike to keep all the bayou nastiness out of the farmland. Oh, looks like it's overflowing a little bit there. But yeah, it was a lot worse before. Now it's kind of becoming more of a forest. Oh, look at, there's some ATVs and stuff out there. To me, that right there is the epitome of Louisiana. Nasty, muddy, swampy water. It just does not look appealing. Just had a quick lunch stop, and it was funny because while I was eating lunch, there's this guy who's been negotiating to try and buy the F8 from us, and he was really slow in his responses, 1+ day between each time he would contact us. So he would contact us, we'd respond, it would take a day for him to come back to us. He negotiated a price and all this stuff, and finally we got a deal. And so we're like, okay, send us your driver's license, whatever. And he sends us the license, and it's clearly photoshopped, and it's the same driver's license, and it's the same dude that tried to scam us on another car that we sold years ago. And I recognized the driver's license, and I'm like, oh my God, it's that guy. So I quickly called Josh, and I told him, dude, it's the same guy that's trying to scam us again. So Josh is like, oh, I'm gonna mess with him. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but Josh is gonna try and do some crap to see what, let the guy squirm a little bit. We'll see what happens, but obviously he's not getting the car. People, man, the joys of running a dealership. It's the first time we've had someone try and scam us in a while. Now, I don't know how he's gonna try and scam us. I don't remember exactly what happened last time, but I know we have copies of all the paperwork that we sent him. He sent us all of his driver's license and stuff and all this crap. So I don't know what his plan is, but we ain't gonna go for it. Oh, for any of you that were so inclined as to watch my trailer brake video, the brakes work, yay! So this is the first real test since replacing the brakes on the trailer, and yes, they work pretty decent. So a lot better having that extra help on those rear axles than having nothing at all. It makes a huge difference. It really Just makes it feel a lot more comfortable when you're braking, and you don't have to like stand on the pedal quite as hard. Also, I feel like if the weather was inclement, that's dangerous because now you're putting so much braking force on the truck that you can easily lose grip and have it do a jackknife or something stupid like that. So don't drive trailers without brakes. If they have brakes, please, that's scary. Make sure they work, keep them maintained and stuff. Yeah, pro tips from Dan, the trucker. All right, just made it into Alabama, and we still gotta go through Georgia, and then we're going into South Carolina, and that's where we're stopping for the night. 360 miles to go, 5 hours plus. Boy. Yeah, I got nothing. There's nothing exciting out here. Alabama, sweet home Alabama. Huh. All right, we're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and just had to do a fuel stop. Theoretically, I could make it all the way without stopping again, but I would only have a 3 or 4 mile buffer. So it says I have like 290 something miles to go on the fuel, and 280 something miles distance to go. So I don't think I want to play that game. So one more fuel stop. Probably grab some dinner at that time because it's 4:30, although it's 4:30 Central and we're heading into Eastern time, so it'll be 5:30. Alright, well, we're getting in probably around 10 something tonight is what it's looking like, so yay, 282 miles to go, 4 hours. It's not too bad, 4 hours, I can deal with 4 hours. Oh, dear God. Look at that thing. It's just awful. It's so bad. Oh my God, I do not understand that trend. Someone please kill it. Kill it! Well, we're quickly running out of light. We're about 120 miles from Atlanta, yay. And it's still got 3 hours to go, 210 miles until my hotel. You know, what's interesting is every time you drive through different cities, they kind of have different personalities about the cars on the road. And we just went through Birmingham. I felt like Birmingham was like overly aggressive. Like everyone on the road seemed like they were pissed off, constantly changing lanes and swerving in and out and cutting people off. It was just interesting. I don't know, it flowed nice. Like everyone was going reasonably quick and there was no delays, but it was just kind of strange how much people were like, let me through. This might be one of the last few times I have light, so we'll see. I'll try and film more if anything interesting comes up. All right, made it to the hotel. It's like 10 o'clock. The walls are paper thin, so I'm gonna whisper. Guess I'm just gonna go to bed. We'll see you in the morning. Not that exciting, pretty janky hotel, but good parking. That was good.
The next day.
All right, good morning, YouTube. Just took a shower, ready to go. So let's grab some breakfast and hit the road. I think we got about it says like 2 hours, 45 minutes, so probably 3 hours because I got to fuel at some point. 3 hours until we can get our prize. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see the cars. That's right, we're getting 2, not 1, 2 cars. It's a 2 for 1. All right, I know you can't see me, but always want to inspect the trailer after you park it overnight. Number 1, make sure no one tried to break in. Number 2, make sure everything's still hooked up correctly and all the lights are working and everything. Hooray! Doesn't look like anyone tried to break in this time. Everything looks good. All right, well, let's hit the road. Let's grab some breakfast in 2 hours, 45 minutes or so. We're gonna meet up at a Lowe's parking lot. Not a bad place. Like there's a Quality Inn in Livonia. It's got good truck parking. Okay, on the road, and God, we're in South Carolina now. Just got in here, and something smells awful. It smells like fart. It's just bad. Oh, and it just permeates like it's the whole state. By the way, the speed limit's only 65. What kind of wussy ass state has a low ass speed limit like this? Okay, sunrise this morning, not as good as yesterday. Looks like 2 hours, 35 minutes, 165 miles to go. The dude lives in a small residential area, so like I'm not gonna pull in with the trailer. We're gonna just meet at a Lowe's, which he said is like a mile or two from his house. Works for me. Less stress, hopefully. That is the one downside of having the big trailer. So the 44-foot trailer, gotta consider it's only 9 feet shorter than a semi-truck trailer, like a standard 53-foot trailer. So we're pretty big. The difference is between me and a semi, like besides the trailer being 9 feet shorter, is the truck itself is much shorter. So I probably have a better turning radius, but man, it's sketchy trying to pull into some smaller spots. You really gotta drive and think like a semi-truck. You gotta swing super wide, and you gotta worry about the trailer like going over curbs and stuff. Like I've already gone over curbs a couple times. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I already damaged the trailer. Yeah, my bad. The first time I used it, we bought some cars in Dallas and I picked them up, and on the way home I was stopping at a Buc-ee's, and Buc-ee's is not really designed for big trucks like this. They're designed for cars. And so the parking spots were super close to the gas pumps, and so I didn't have much room to pull forward to turn before the trailer swings. Well, when I turned, the rear of the trailer swung back and hit one of the bollards that protects the gas pumps, which good thing they have those. Turning, I was saying, this big bong, and I'm like, oh no. Go out there, smashed one of the lights on the side of the trailer, damaged it a little bit. I mean, whatever. That's why I wanted to buy a used beat up trailer, because I knew stuff like that would happen. If I had just bought a brand new $35,000, $40,000 trailer and that happened, I would have been pissed. Instead, I was just kind of like, busted a $5 light, scraped up some paint that was already messed up. We're good to go. So there you have it. Buy used trailers. Don't buy new. All right, YouTube, we are 45 minutes from the destination. We're just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and we finally hit some pretty good traffic. I've been pretty fortunate. I had a little bit of traffic in Greenville, South Carolina, but it wasn't too bad. It still says about a mile a minute, which is pretty good. Anytime it's doing a mile a minute, you know you're not that delayed. So we'll finally get to see these cars. I've only seen pictures. I hope they look good. Sounds like they are. It sounds like the guy is pretty nice, and it sounds like it took good care of him, so we shall see. So I'm on the north side of Charlotte on I-77, and this is clearly either the dumbest engineering feat or it's just a straight cash grab. They've got where it narrows down to 2 lanes for the regular expressway, but the pay lanes, the express lanes that cost $3 or $4 are basically wide open, and there's 2 of them. So they clearly built those instead of adding more lanes here. So it bottlenecks the main lanes and basically forces you to want to use the express lanes. It's absolute BS. It's stupid. So, and of course, Google Maps didn't realize that I had to take the regular lanes. I can't take the toll lanes as a truck. It said, you know, you can't. So I'm screwed, and it's yeah, way off on its estimate for time, but oh well. It's still only 20 minutes away, supposedly, on Google, but I don't think it realizes I'm going to be in the non-pay lanes the whole time, so it's going to take a while. This is dumb. Wonder what developer came up with the idea of doing the toll lanes and convinced the government of North Carolina that this is a good idea. Okay, swap is done. I'm not going to show you the cars right now because I'm in a kind of cluster situation, stuck at a Pilot truck stop. We had to do a loading there, and it's like really busy, and I just need to get out of here. So let's go. And geez, I don't know, maybe I need to eat lunch first. It's 12 o'clock. I need to figure out what I need to do. Hold on. Okay, we're on the road. Let me tell you, that was it took longer than I expected. So I had kind of told myself I was going to get there at 9 and hit the road at 11. So I gave myself 2 hours. I didn't get there until 10-ish, and it's now 12:15. So it took a little over 2 hours to load everything. At first, we were trying to load at a Lowe's, and I didn't really feel comfortable leaving the truck there, like, because I couldn't park in any sort of reasonable parking spot. I just literally was like parked on the side of one of the little like side entrances or something. It was like sketchy. So I'm like, Lowe's might get pissed about that. So we went to the Pilot, which was across the street. I chose the busiest Pilot on earth. Like, there was just constantly trucks. So we're trying to like load this car, and I don't know. I guess maybe the truckers didn't care. I felt bad. I guess that's just me because I whatever. I'm trying not to be a jerk to the rest of the world. And I appreciate that the truckers already have to deal with trying to like navigate these crappy parking lots and all this shit. So I didn't want to be adding to their crap. I'm supposed to go 686 more miles, 10 hours and 52 minutes. Oh. Man, with stops and everything, it's more like 12 plus hours. It's gonna suck. You can definitely feel the weight of 2 cars versus 1, which is interesting. To go from having 1 car to 2, like really in short succession, you can tell the difference. But still, haul's pretty good. We'll see how we do on fuel economy. So all the way up here, I got 10.6. So we'll see what we get when we get all the way back. And also, I think it's supposed to be like a super cold snap tonight. So I probably need to stop and get some of that diesel anti-gel stuff when we stop at like a truck stop. So I'll try and get some of that crap. Seller was really cool. Transaction went smoothly. Everything's fine. The cars look phenomenal, look great. I'll show you guys when we get home. I think if you like Mustangs, you're gonna like these. If you don't like Mustangs, well, just pretend like you like them. All right, so I've come to the conclusion that
there are police reported ahead.
North Carolina and South Carolina, perfect timing for that actually. North Carolina and South Carolina, the police must rule with an iron fist because no one speeds here, except for that guy. But pretty much everyone only goes like 2-3 miles an hour over the speed limit or something. It's like kind of sad. Versus like Georgia, everyone speeds. Texas, if you're not speeding, you will die. Like, they will run over you. This is foreign to me. Like, everyone just kind of cruising along, going the same speed. It's just annoying, actually. It's really annoying because then it takes forever to pass anyone. Well, shit. Complete standstill. And I'm not even to Atlanta. Figures. Well, I'm definitely hitting rush hour now, so this shifts my plans. Google did not put this in the maps. It does not have this accounted for right now. It thinks it's clear right here. I don't know why it screwed up this bad, but it did. I saw a sign that said Georgia border 38 miles 54 minutes, so it sounds like it's probably about a 20-minute delay. Well, I'm gonna probably take an exit and grab some lunch somewhere. So we're about 40 minutes out of Atlanta, or 40 miles I should say, because time is relative with driving through Atlanta. The time to get through it keeps going up and down, so there's got to be different routes it's computing and different traffic patterns and whatever. But I'm happy because now everyone's speeding again. Yay! That's the one nice thing about being in the Georgia area, or the Atlanta area I should say, in Georgia, is everyone's hauling ass. And yeah, well, of course I just got stuck behind a truck, but you know how it is. Well, this is pretty much what I expect every time I come to Atlanta. Just gridlock, slow, bumper to bumper, bullshit. It says 26-minute delay. Hooray. All right, YouTube, just made it to Alabama. Still have 5.5 hours to go, 365 miles. And now it's almost dark, so probably I'm not gonna film much more tonight, even though I still have a lot of driving to do. Yay. At least we got past Atlanta. The adventures of Google Maps. So apparently the interstate's all messed up and it was backed up severely. So Google has thrown me onto all these back roads in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, of all places, with a 44-foot trailer. Yeah, this isn't sketchy at all.
The next day.
Well, good morning, YouTube. I got in late. It was like after midnight when I got in. And let me tell you, parking the truck was a challenge. So I had looked at the satellite images, trying to figure out if I could park here, and I screwed up because it probably was not ideal. And I managed to kind of shove it in the corner. You can kind of see it out there. That took me a good 10 minutes of trying to back it into that corner. It was tough. It's about 7:30. I think they have a free breakfast, so let's go get that, and then let's hit the road. And I still have 8 hours to go. It sucks, man. And now I'm past the fun part, and now I'm into like, oh, I just want to get home part. Yeah, I'm tired. Oh, and it's supposed to be like rainy and shitty all day. Fun. Yay. I'm sure that won't slow me down at all. All right, we're on the road. Fresh tank of gas. Got a breakfast burrito in my belly. I am happy. Sort of. It's cold as shit. It's 29 degrees. There was actually some ice on the truck this morning, so it was like a light, very light freezing rain last night. I think it's mostly because the wind chill is biting cold. But thankfully, no ice on the roads. I talked to Meg and she said there's a tiny bit of snow in Austin, but it sounds like it's very, very little, so I'm not really worried about it. And by the time we get there, it'll probably have melted. So we're just about to cross into Louisiana. Yay. oh, yeah, there's this cool trestle bridge. Yeah, they're kind of cool bridges. I like that. Got the big Merc flag. Oh, damn, that water's moving. Jeez. It's moving pretty good. All right, where is it? Come on, give me the welcome to Louisiana. Come on. There it is, Louisiana state line. And?
Welcome to Louisiana.
There it is. Hooray. Only 2 more states, Louisiana and then back into Texas. But we gotta go all the way across Louisiana. 490 miles, 7.5 hours to go. All right, here we go. Well, unfortunately, my miles per gallon just dropped below 10. So pretty much all day yesterday, I was averaging about 10.5 or so miles per gallon. And then this morning, this new storm has a strong headwind. So we're not going to be able to get 10 miles an hour or 10 miles per gallon. Since we're heading west, we're basically heading straight into the wind, so it's going to be pretty crappy mileage today. If everything goes right, I might be able to make it with only 2 fuel stops. I doubt it though. I think I'm going to have to do 3. It's going to be close. Also, I'm going to probably run out of DEF. Still got a while to go, and it's boring ass Louisiana. We're surrounded by swamps again. Yay. Well, nothing like getting your heart racing. I don't know what happened. There was a bunch of crap in the road. It was like someone was moving and had like a plastic container full of clothing and other stuff must have fallen off. It was scattered across both lanes. So I had to whack some of the stuff. I hit some plastic thingy and it just exploded. The car behind me got a good face full of it too. And, well, that sucked. I always wonder about these people who are like driving with like stuff and it flies out and then they don't pick it up. Like, you're kind of an asshole, you know? Like, I get that like it's scary because you have to get off on the highway and like pick stuff up, but leaving it there, it's possible they didn't know that it fell off, which is probably more likely. But anyway, I couldn't tell what it was initially, but it was a lot of debris. Nice. Well, now I'm awake. Who needs coffee? I found the culprit. Well, that didn't take long. Here he is. The stack of shit. Hey, homie, you lost a crate or something. Maybe you should try securing. Look at this shit. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my lord, look at this. He's got like a wood scaffolding. Dude. You know, it is illegal to fail to secure your load. Just saying, you are responsible if something falls off your vehicle and someone else damages their vehicle. It's your fault. Oh, just stop for a pee break. We're in Louisiana, 60, 70 miles out of Shreveport, which is my favorite city in America right now. It's actually snowing, although it's like tiny, tiny, tiny little snow. See? Tiny, well, you can't even see it. It's on the windshield. Whatever. It's 25 degrees. It's getting colder. This sucks. Still got a long ways to go. Oh, here we are. Yeehaw! We're back in Texas.
Welcome to Texas.
There it is. Yes. All right, we've got exactly 300 miles to go. 4 hours, 45 minutes. Gotta stop and get fuel pretty soon. Only have 74 miles of range, so probably will fill up in about 20 or 30 minutes. Try and find some food too. I guess I'll probably eat it early lunch. That way I don't have to eat again. That way I can actually have something at home tonight and have a real meal with real food instead of road food, which is not ideal. By the way, did you know that we're having a barbecue at our shop? I believe it's March 22nd at noon. Details, whoa, this guy is hauling. Details at ngsc.me/barbecue. So go check it out. and link in the description below, and use this QR code. There you go. Hooray. One thing that sucks about having to do truck stops is you always have to deal with trucks parking and all this stuff. It's slow. It just takes a while. Every time you do this, it takes a while. That is a big hole in the earth. Oh, God. Crunch. Okay, well, back on the road. So that last truck stop was a Shell station that had like a trucking thing in the back of it. And it had this barbecue joint attached to it called like Texas Best Smokehouse or something like that. Anyway, I was just like, you know what? Barbecue sounds better than like burgers and whatever right now. I stopped there. Anyway, I thought this was funny, so I'm taking a leak and I'm trying to like just grab some food, and you know, I just want to get in and out. I don't want to be there long. And as I'm taking a leak, I hear one of the employees go, "We got 2 buses!" And I'm thinking, oh crap, that's a shitload of people, and the line's about to get really long to get food. So I'm like peeing as fast as I possibly can. I'm like, oh crap, like washing my hands as fast as lightning, and then like run out there real quick and get, you know, like to the front, like make sure I can get in line in front of the bus people. And sure enough, like by the time I was sitting down and eating, there was like 20-30 people in line. I'm like, oh thank God, that would have been really annoying. I probably would have just left at that point. I would just been like, screw it, we're getting food somewhere else, or I'll just grab something off the shelf or whatever, because I don't want to wait 30-40 minutes just to eat a not very good brisket sandwich. Anyway, 245 miles, 4 hours. We're getting closer. I'm getting excited. I want to get these things out there and drive them. Although we're not really going to be driving anything today because it's really shitty weather. So I'm deciding, do I try and make it all the way to my exit, or do I stop for fuel? So here's the scoop. The truck's computer says I have 96 miles of range, and the GPS says I've got 111 miles to go. So there's about a 15-ish mile spread between my final destination and how much fuel I have left. But the exit that we get off has a good gas station. It's also got DEF, which I need to fill up my DEF. I'm down to a quarter tank of that. And that gas station's about 20 miles from my final destination. So right now I've got about a 5-mile spread. And it's shrinking because of the wind. But as soon as we get to I-35, we're going to turn straight south, and then the wind will be at our back. So right now we got like a crosswind. It's actually been getting slightly better fuel economy because we got a crosswind. Before we were having a headwind for most of the day today, which is why my miles per gallon is all the way down to 9. So I'm doing terrible on mileage. But if we can get this to stay with that 15 mile spread, maybe shrink it down to 10, theoretically I could make it to the gas station with only 10 miles of range, which for a truck that's getting only 9 miles per gallon is about 1 gallon left. Now I think it does actually have a reserve of like 1 or 2 gallons, maybe it's 3. So theoretically, even if I spent it all the way, there would still be enough to go maybe 10 to 20 miles. But I really don't want to play that game, especially because it's diesel. And if you suck the bottom of the diesel tank, you're going to probably end up getting some water into the system, and then bad things happen. So anyway, we'll press our luck at this point. The only other wrench that might be thrown in is bio brake. I'm not sure if I can make it or not. We'll see, because that's still a good hour and a half. Whoa, Jesus! Oh yeah, this is you can kind of see the whoop-de-doos on the... God, it's so bouncy. So this area right here, this section of road is one of the worst for trailering because it's got all these whoop-de-doos, and literally the trailer gets airborne when I have the single trailer. With the tandem, it doesn't. It's way more stable with the big trailer, but it's something about the soil east of I-35 in Central Texas is just awful, and it subsides and moves, and so the roads are shit, foundations crack. It's like a well-known thing that like if you live east of 35, shit goes wrong with soil. So bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Oh, that's a big one. Oh God. Oh jeez. You gotta like clench your butt because you're like, oh God, what's gonna happen? Well, we got about 19 miles until Waco. That's where we turn onto 35 south. I don't know if you guys will find this interesting or not, but you can see the left tires have slightly, well, the rear especially has slightly higher pressure than the right, and these were all at the exact same pressure when I started this trip. The reason is because the wind is pushing the truck to the left, so that the rear tire is actually resisting the push from the trailer. So it's kind of interesting that, like, it's actually putting a little extra stress on the tire, probably heating up just a slight bit. Also, it's not being exposed to the wind as much as the right side, so the right side's probably getting cooler from the, like, wind chill effect. All right, this drives me absolutely insane. So you got someone who's passing another vehicle. They're passing on the left, and as soon as they pass and move into the right, the other person moves into the left, even though they just got passed. They're not passing, they're just, I don't know, they didn't like that the car came in front of them and something. It happens all the time, especially if I pass someone. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because they, like, can't see very far or something. God, stupid cop. Anyway, it's just annoying. Really, really annoying. By the way, I think we're gonna do it. We got 30 miles of range. Our exit's in 12 miles, plus it's another 2. So we got like 14 miles, so we're gonna make it with about 15 miles of range to spare when we fill up. Woohoo! I knew as soon as we got to 35, the miles per gallon would creep back up. So the combination of more traffic and heading south with the wind was really gonna help. But yeah, also I've noticed when you're in traffic, you get better mileage just because the wind's being agitated more or whatever. You get, you know, you're drafting more and stuff like that. So always get better mileage in the cities, which is interesting just because of the traffic. All right, before I fill up, I gotta show you that it's on the last line, 11 miles of range, and the DEF light just came on. So man, I couldn't have computed that any possibly better. Perfect, we're at the gas station and they have DEF at the pump. We made it to the stub, 4:32, check this out. If we go in here, 39 hours and 5 minutes, 2,312 miles, 9 miles per gallon average. Whew. That was quite the trip. Well, let's unload these guys and finally show them to you. That's the exciting part. Well, there it is. I know, we gotta look at the other car too, but this is the one I'm really excited to try. This is a 1970 Mustang Fastback with a, I think it was a 351 crate, no, it's I gotta look up. It's a stroker crate engine, so should be putting out a decent amount of horsepower. It's got like digital gauges, it's got a modern 5-speed TKO. I gotta look up all the details on it. I don't have it all memorized yet, but it's got a modern transmission, so it's a manual transmission, and it's just badass. This is just awesome. Back when cars are cool as hell. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and the engine looks amazing. I love how you, like, security be damned. Nice. Look at that. So cool. Big old radiator, obviously aftermarket. This is pretty badass. Oh yeah, proper headers on this thing. Sounds awesome, by the way. I love how, like, the sound of the doors and everything is like, listen to that. Oh yeah, look at that. This thing's bad. It's so badass. I love this car. I am so gonna have to drive it around. And can't forget, also very cool, a Stage 3 2014 Roush. It's like 575 horsepower or something. Oh, I gotta reinstall the antenna. I had to take off the antenna for the car cover. Even though we had the car cover on, they still get dirty in the trailer, but black. Both of them are, well, this one's pretty low miles. That one's, I don't remember the miles. I want to say like 40 or 50,000. But also, Jack Roush signed it in 3 spots, which is pretty darn cool. We're obviously gonna do reviews of both of these cars. Take them out, show you all the good stuff that they have, and yeah, they are in great condition. So for sale, if you're interested, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. Yeah, we're not driving them right now because it is 20
degrees out, 20, which for Texas is like, you know, negative 50. It's so cold out there. This sucks. Made it home. Everything's in good shape. God, look how cool this is. Look at that. Come on. It just looks so badass. I know you want to hear it. Well, you're gonna have to wait for the review to hear it. Ha! See what I did there? Now you gotta subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Check out normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us. And NG Supercars, our dealership's website. We do appreciate you guys can support us by buying stuff from us on our websites. That helps keep this whole thing going. But yeah, look at this bad boy. Oh, it's just so cool. All right, we'll see you guys soon. We'll be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're gonna want to stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.